I'm smiling. I'm like, seriously? Oh my gosh, I found some flowers.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Cool. Shane here of RS Weddings, and today I want to go over how I create a specific look for a couple. So in this shot of Chris and Adrian during their engagement session in Alexandria, the first thing that I saw is that I needed to balance this white balance for daylight. So I did that, as well as brought the exposure down and added a little bit of contrast. That got me to a very good color neutral position and allowed for me to say what I wanted to do to create their specific look. From there, I took a copy of that image, and this is the look that I came up with. It's a very nice fade with a little bit of magenta, and I changed some of the colors in the image. And let me go through how I did that. In Lightroom, I came down to the green and yellow sliders for their hue under the Hue, Saturation, and Luminance panel, and I played around with the hues of green and yellow. I added 44 to the greens and 23 to yellow. What that gave me was this. And I saw that, okay, this looks good, but it's a little bit too bright for my liking. So the first thing that I did was I turned down the green luminance to 35. And that brought me here. And I said, this looks great, but it's still just a little bit too saturated. So the next thing that I did was I brought down the saturation to -32. And that gave me this look here. Now, that brought me to this. And from here, what I wanted to do was I wanted to give this image a little bit more of a flare. So I added a fade under the original exposure curve here. So all I did to do that was to lift the blacks and then add a point here. And because I played with the greens, I know that magenta is the opposite color of green. So to add in a little bit more color contrast into the image, I brought the bottom over just ever so slightly to add a little bit of magenta into the shadows and blacks of this image. And I really like how this turned out. So what I did was I created a preset. So if you come over here to your presets and create a preset, and I named it the Abel's Magenta Fade. Now they also have an Abel's Warm, which gives a nice warmth look with the vignetting. But I really like this Abel's Magenta Fade, and this is going to be the one that I use for the majority of these first 10 or so images. It's very easy to apply. I'll just make a copy of an image, and then I'll add the Magenta Fade. So you can see here the true tone versus the one with the specific look. And I like to do this for each and every one of our clients, whether it's an engagement session, a wedding, or just a regular event. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a comment down below and let us know how you use presets. Until next time, I'm Shane. Peace.